back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I'm here today to do a quick kind of currently reading video. I don't do these very often, but I wish I did them more because I love watching other people's Friday reads and currently reading videos. So I thought I would just do a quick one to tell you guys what I am currently reading, which is, as always, quite a lot, and just update you on how reading has been going this month. I've been in a bit of a slump, actually, I would say. I'm kind of coming out of it again now, but last week was definitely a bit slumpy and the week before was definitely slumpy. I think I blame Love Island. I was watching Lauren from Lauren and the Books. I went on holiday with her and Mercedes and Elena earlier this month and we had a lovely time, but I was watching her video where she was talking about kind of being in a bit of a reading slump and I was thinking, yeah, I feel exactly the same way. I do blame Love Island, which I also blame Lauren and Mercedes for kind of making me get back on the Love Island train. I watched a lot of it and then I was taking a break and then I went on holiday with all of them and all we did was watch Love Island and talk about it, so it became even more of an obsession. And yeah, it's nearly over. It finishes on Monday, so hopefully once that is over, I'll get my life back. Also, I recently watched the first Game of Thrones from the new episodes or new season. I'm very excited that it is back and very happy that it's only one a week rather than 5 or 6 a week, which is what Love Island is. So I should be able to maintain my reading even though Game of Thrones is back on. And this time around my mum actually got into Game of Thrones. She's never been into it in previous seasons, but she, between the last season and this one coming out, she kind of got into it, so I'm really excited to actually have someone else I can talk to about it, so that should be good fun. But anyway, now I'm just rambling, I'm just updating you on my life. So today I thought I'd show you some of the books I am currently reading. So the first thing is this one. It's called They Can't Kill Us All, The Story of Black Lives Matter, and this is a non-fiction by Wesley Lowery. This book I think I saw originally on Mercedes' channel, and when she mentioned it I thought that's probably a subject that I should know more about than I do, so I picked it up myself and I'm really happy I did. I am really enjoying this. I do think a lot of it is stuff that I've heard in passing but haven't really known the details about. So far it's definitely intriguing and obviously horrible too, because it does deal with quite a few different deaths and shootings in particular. I am really liking it. It is quite simplistic, so if you don't know anything about this subject then you can easily get into it with this book, which is great. But I'm about halfway through this one now, so I'm hoping I'll finish it up before the end of the month, and so far it's definitely engaging. The next one I'm reading is on my Kindle, so I'll put a picture up, and that is Princess of Xanina. This is by Giselle Marks. It's one of the SPFBO books that I'm reading for the self-published fantasy blog off. I'm definitely enjoying this one quite a lot actually, which is quite surprising considering I kind of hate the cover of this, but I don't know, it's a sci-fi, it's not at all reflected in the cover what it is, I don't think, but it's a sci-fi. It's about this kind of alien race who are largely female, or in fact might all be female, but they're definitely female dominated, and they live on this planet and they have some really interesting ideas about how to live and how to run their lives, and they share emotions and feelings by kind of searching other people's brains. They are a dominating force with superior technology to all the other alien creatures and races in the universe. So it's a really, really interesting concept, and it kind of follows this group of travellers who have landed on this planet and got into a bit of a sticky situation and become entangled with this race. And I believe they are called the Xaninans, which is why it's called Princess of Xanina. So yeah, I'm definitely liking this so far. I am only about 10-15% in, so I've got a long way to go still, but I'm hoping I'll finish that one up over the weekend or early next week and then move on to the next one, which I'm not sure what that'll be yet, but my next SPFBO book. The next book I am reading as a buddy read with one of my friends, and that is this one. It is The School for Good and Evil by Soman Chainani. I'm so not sure that that is how you say it. I've seen this book around for quite a few years on BookTube and in shops. It always tends to be highlighted in Waterstones as like a great kids fantasy book, so I decided it was about time I picked it up and gave it a try. Since picking it up, I have absolutely fallen in love with the illustration style. I'll show you the map in the front cover. It's gorgeous. I mean, look at that. It's absolutely totally stunning. So I love that. I love the fact that in kids books you do get little illustrations kind of throughout, which is just gorgeous. And it's about these two girls. One is called Sophie, this is Sophie, and one is called Agatha, and they live in a town where every 4 years children get taken and no one really knows why, except that they do never come back. So there's this ongoing theory that they get taken to the school for good and evil, and good children go and learn how to be good and other bad children learn how to be evil, and then there's something to do with fairy tales involved as well. I'm definitely liking it. It's thrown me through a few twists that I didn't see coming already, which is great for a kids book because usually I find them a bit too predictable, but so far this has been utterly charming and I'm really enjoying getting into a kids fiction series. I'll update you when I've read more of this one. The next book I am reading is one I was sent by an author, and that is Marauder, which is by L.L. McNeil. I'm about 2/3 of the way through this now. Definitely enjoying it. It's a fun debut fantasy series. It's the start in the series, and I believe there's meant to be 6 books in the series. It follows 2 young sisters. Mainly the main character is Marauder, but her sister is also a part of the narrative. Marauder's sister breaks her out of jail along with a couple of other captives who are in there at the time when the story starts, and then a dragon attacks their town and basically everything goes completely mad after that, and they end up getting involved with sky pirates and all sorts of adventures to try and stop this kind of maleficent force of evil from possibly one individual person who's brainwashed people. It's all a bit bizarre, but I am definitely enjoying it, and it is a fun fantasy read, so I'll tell you more about this at the end of the month when I finish it. Next up on my currently reading, I realise this is quite a few things, but that's always the case, is Blackwing by Ed McDonald. This one I'm not that far into, maybe a quarter of the way. This is definitely intriguing to me. It's quite grimdark, it's quite bleak so far, which is great because that was what I was hoping for, but it does have a really interesting main character so far, and I am looking forward to finding out a bit more about him because so far he's been quite a secretive character, and I'd like to find out a bit more about his history and his motivations and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm looking forward to that, and I will again report back once I get further in. There is a different sort of group of people who are trying to invade where he lives, and the only thing that is stopping them is this kind of siege engine thing. But at the moment where we kind of join the story, it seems as though the engine might be about to fail, and our main character is a captain who's got to try and help figure out how to stop this, because if the engine fails then they're going to be overrun by their neighbours who are definitely not like them, and that's not going to be good for anyone. So that's kind of the premise so far. And the final one that I'm currently reading, I actually started this last night, is Keeper, which is by Andrea Gillies, or Giles, and I'm definitely enjoying this. I actually found a note in the beginning of this book, which I've never had before, but I don't know how well you guys can see it, but there is a note in here from the previous owner who said that she'd actually met the author of this book on a plane and spoken to her, and then the next day she like won this award and all that stuff. So it was very, very cool to find a little message in there from a previous owner. I do buy secondhand copies quite often, but I've never managed to find a kind of note in there until now, so that was really exciting. And this is a non-fiction. It's part of the project I'm doing with Elena, where we're reading books that won the Welcome Book Prize. I am definitely enjoying this so far. I am about halfway through, so I'm hoping I'll finish this up definitely this weekend, because we're actually going to be doing a live show talking about this book and also the other books that we are going to be reading for the Welcome Book Prize, which for me includes 3 Letter Plague, and for Eleanor it's a different one. Go and check out my video where we announced it, but the live show will be a week from today, which is going to be the 29th of July. It is a Saturday. I'm not sure exactly what time, I think maybe around 8 o'clock, but I will update you with an actual announcement video very soon. But just so you know, that is the day it will be on for this month's books, so those are my ones. So that is everything I'm currently reading. This is why I don't usually do them, because they end up being really, really long. But I hope that gives you an idea of what I'm currently up to, and I would love to hear in the comments what you are currently reading. Are you enjoying the book you're currently working on, and what is it about? Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.